what existed before this instantiation of a BIP process? Because I imagine that the reason that the BIP process was instantiated was expressly to migrate away in pieces from proof of work.
Yes, it was. I mean, Satoshi said it plain and simple. Bitcoin protocol was set in stone at version 0.1. Period. It's done. This is Bitcoin. There's
So what did they
nothing.
change? What was in that 0.1 that they
Everything.
changed? Really?
I mean, shoot, they deactivated half of the op codes. They didn't
You're kidding
allow.
me.
They put all these data limits. There were different data limits in every single opcode. There are number of script limits. There's script size limits. So they added all these things.
That's nuts.
They bundled a bunch of things together and just plainly shut them off. And then they started adding their own new scripts to the stack. So they started adding like pay to script hash is the way that almost everybody does multi-sig wallets today. And it's great because it's super simple and super secure. And that was the point. But for that, it made it that they cannot execute all of these other opcodes that were inherent in Bitcoin. They don't know what to do with each other. And so if you use those scripts, it would split the network. So they're like, okay, so now we just have to shut this and this and this
using
off.
Client because its data schema is different.
Exactly.
Right.
And so now, they talk about like, well, we're the only one that syncs back to the Genesis block. And it's like, well, that's actually not true either. Bitcoin Core can't sync past 2013 because you created a fatal flaw with your BIP process. And so they had to basically put in a checkpoint at 2013 of like, okay, everything prior to 2013, we just have to leave as it is, including the errors. And we're just going to go here forward.
So this is why Greg Wright was so pissed off back then. Because he was like, yo, you fucked up my point one.
Yes.